Good morning, all you beautiful souls. I'm Reverend Noreen Keller, and I welcome you to our Sunday message, Detroit Center for Spiritual Living. And I have with me on Zoom.
And good morning, I'm Amy Greenroyd, religious science practitioner with Detroit Center for Spiritual Living.
Welcome, Amy.
Hello.
Hi. We are going to talk together in a fun, creative way about our theme this month of May, listen to your heart. So I know during this pandemic time, many of us have had time to sit with ourselves and listen to our heart and really be in that energy. How about you, Amy? How's it been for you?
Well, I take the moments that I can, and I have to take the moments because I'm home with my 3 beautiful children under 5 years old. And so I am breathing deep.
Yes.
Often throughout the day. Before we really get started into our message this morning, I would like to do a quick invocation. And so what that is that simply inviting us all to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and we're going to go within just for a brief moment and connect with our heart space. And you can do this at any time. So with your breath, breathing in, I recognize that there is only one infinite power, one source, and that is love. And that this love that is unconditional, this peace that passes understanding is my source. So knowing that I am one with this power, one with this love, and one with this peace, I call upon it now. I breathe into it, and I breathe it out into my world, into my affairs. And I know that this power and this presence and this love is emanating through this conversation and into the hearts and minds of those listening. So with love and overwhelming gratitude for all that is in that loving God presence, I say thank you, and please join me in saying, and so it is.
It is. Beautiful. Thank you, Amy.
So, with that energy, I ask you, Reverend Noreen, what is the spiritual meaning of this pandemic? And how are you listening to your heart through it? How can you share with us?
Well, I want to say that this is an experience of not only life and death, this is an experience of life and depth, DEPTH. And this experience invites us to go deep within, and be honest with ourselves at a deeper level. This is a time for reflection and understanding. It is a time for change. Obviously, there's so much change going on. And it's an invitation for us to be in the awareness that we are all one. That we are all one. And the spiritual meaning of this pandemic is one of beauty as we come together in this oneness, because we are all experiencing Zoom calls, many Zoom calls a day. We have our cell phone that we're connecting with people in so many different ways, reading our emails, texting, calling. So this is for us a divine appointment. This is a divine call for all of humanity, for us to go within and understand who we truly are, and to be the spiritual beings that we are within this human body, right? So we have this human body, we have this vehicle, our spiritual being has this vehicle that we can use. We can use this vehicle by committing to being in the energy and consciousness of our oneness. We then together evolve to being this oneness, right? By being in it, we become it, right? So we then together evolve to this oneness as a whole human race. But again, we're always at choice. So if we choose not to commit to ourselves and reflecting this light, this spiritual being that is within us, if we choose fear, if we choose to stay in the same old ways of being, our old patterns, then we devolve. So we will either evolve or we will devolve. It's up to us. And the best practice instantly in the moment when we're in this chaos, when we're in this loneliness. So when we're in that energy of separation, because that's what we're physically experiencing, when we're in that energy of separation, we can come instantly to our breath and go within and take that breath to our heart and bring our awareness there and let the energy of our heart guide us into the spiritual being that we are, that we can live and be in that moment, our truth, and trust in the guidance of our heart. So in trusting our heart to guide us, we then become and walk this path with ease and grace to become the spiritual beings that we truly are. So Amy, I pass the question to you now. If you would like to share with us, what is the spiritual meaning of this pandemic for you?
Well, I have been trying to see the good.
Yeah.
Trying to see the good, and that's a spiritual practice of mine in general, but especially right now. Sometimes the silver lining in this storm is not clear, and we have to look for it and really see where is God in any of this. You know, people are suffering, economies are suffering. In those moments, I need to stop and take some time to dig deeper into whatever it is that I'm feeling stuck in the darkness on, and asking spirit and listening to my heart, asking for what gifts this darkness is bringing. And then you have to be still. I have to be still and actually listen, connecting with and accepting that darkness, whatever it might be, staying still and listening.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting with and accepting that darkness for all that it is and all the gifts that it brings, and bringing that into the light.
Mm-hmm.
And it whatever that looks like, and whatever action, physical action that I might have to take, you know, if it's going outside into the sun, if it's sitting down with one of my children and apologizing for the way I reacted in a situation, and let them know that mommy's doing the best she can. And so, what is the spiritual meaning of this pandemic for me? I think it's definitely been to slow down and see the good. Try to see the good in all things, to find that silver lining, and to see God in everything. And through it all, I know that I am supported by an infinite universe that loves me. And so when I have those feelings of lack or fear, I remind myself that we are supported by an infinite universe that loves us unconditionally. With great, great gratitude, I have a question for you, Reverend Noreen. And who do you want to be when this is all over?
Oh my, well, first, what I want to do is get my roots done. Yes. So, and then what I want to be is I want to be living my life from that evolved state of consciousness that I have become through this experience. I have become more evolved. So I want to live my life in that evolved state. And I want to be the spiritual being that I am. I really want to be that, living every moment in the awareness of my oneness with everyone and every day. I want to be awake, alive, aware to the whole new world transpiring before me. Transpiring before me and filled with so much beauty and peace and compassion, and above all, love. Love for each other. And I want to be the one walking my talk by immersing myself in daily spiritual practices with the intention of my evolving to that higher level of consciousness and being and living my life and doing and acting my life from that higher level of consciousness on this beautiful earth. So yes, that's who I want to be when this is over. I have a question back to you, Amy. Who do you want to be when this is over?
I want to be more of me,
Mm.
accepting all that I am right here, right now, that changes in every moment. And however that shows up, authentically, unabashedly, fully and completely okay, and loving myself as God loves me. And passing that unconditional love to my children and to everybody in my sphere and the people that I don't know, that I pass, or that come into my mind, or that I read about, or that I see on the news. You know, spreading that love. I just want to be an example of God's unconditionally loving self as I grow as a human, as a parent, as a wife, as me, all of me.
Beautiful.
And with that, also, I just want to acknowledge that these thought seeds that we're planting, Reverend Noreen and myself right here and right now, we're planting these thought seeds into the soil of our mind.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting these ideas into the law, and the way it works is that the law responds with unconditional love and says, yes, it is done. So these seeds that we're planting, we water them with our spiritual practices. And for me, what helps is to start my day with love. And however I can, in that first waking moments, to say thank you, to acknowledge that I am loved, that I'm lovable, and that my purpose here is to be and express that love.
Mm.
And I have obviously moments where I am not in perfect alignment with that. And so I connect with my breath. That is a moment to moment spiritual practice for me, is connecting with my breath. And, you know, a great spiritual practice also is just finding some daily readings. I know the Science of Mind magazine is a great resource. Thanks, Reverend Noreen, holding that up for us. This is May. There's great articles. There are daily readings and affirmations. And so just picking that up when I have 5 minutes helps me stay centered into that mindset. And if you don't already subscribe to the Science of Mind magazine, you can email info@detroitcsl.org with your mailing address and request some copies. Reverend Noreen would love to share them with you, as she normally has them available for Sundays. And this coming Tuesday is Cinco de Mayo, but it's also Giving Tuesday. And we ask that you please consider Detroit Center for Spiritual Living in your giving. You are able to go to our website, detroitcsl.org, for your donation, or you can mail it. Our address is on the website as well. We greatly appreciate whatever contribution that you're able to make at this time. And know that that good is multiplied abundantly. And to close out our Sunday message, I'm going to pass the microphone back over to Reverend Noreen for our closing prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, so much. So beautiful. Every word that you have spoken is so filled with that good, that light, that love, and that truth of who we are. That oneness emanates through you to me and to everyone that's listening to this. So I give you great thanks. So appreciative of you. Much love, sister. So I invite you, wherever you're at, if you're driving though, not if you're driving, to just get comfortable wherever you're at, gently closing your eyes to really embody these words as we take a deep breath in together and releasing the breath, the one life that lives and moves and breathes itself through everyone, everywhere, everything, everywhere. There is no space or place that this essence, this presence is not. And I just so know and declare that it lives and moves and breathes itself through all that I am. And I know this is my truth. And if this is my truth, this is the truth of everyone. This is the truth of Amy. This is the truth of everyone listening to these words. This is the truth of everyone everywhere. For there is only this divine essence, this conscious energy, this presence that guides us into being the beautiful spiritual beings that we are. It guides us into taking a breath and taking that breath into our heart and letting that be our guide, guiding us to be that spiritual being that we are in any given moment, guiding us to be that love, guiding us to be in the energy of oneness, for that is the truth of who we are. So I just bless this time together, bless every word that has been spoken, knowing that it touches every heart, guiding them to be that presence, that essence, that truth of who they are, that light, that love, that peace, that joy. For it is ever present in, around, and through each of us, all the time, everywhere. So I just give great thanks for these words as I release them into the creative medium, knowing that they shall not return void, knowing that there is the power around and in and through each and every word that makes it so. And I just release, I let go, let it be, knowing it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you all very much for joining and watching. Have a very blessed, beautiful week. Be safe and know that you are loved. Namaste.